Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabriel, and today we're doing another twin flame energy reading. This reading is meant to be timeless, so no matter when you find it, no matter where you're at on your journey when you find it, there is a message for you here. Today we're going to be pulling from the Sacred Forest Oracle cards by Denise Linn. And the first card is Storm Spirit Chaos. And this is really kind of an equivalent of a tower moment type card. It feels like maybe there's a lot going on in your life right now. Maybe a lot of upsets are coming up. Maybe there's a dark cave of fear that you're moving through where it seems like you're moving through a lot of really heavy and dense energy. But if you think about a storm, right? A storm comes up because there's some kind of atmospheric disturbance, that there's some kind of high pressure, low pressure things moving through, right? And the storm comes in order to help you resolve and return to a more equalized, equilibrium, peaceful state, right? At the end of a good storm, everything clears up, everything's peaceful, and things kind of settle back down. And that's the same for your challenges on your twin flame journey. It's not always going to be this way. This is not the natural state that everything is in. You are encountering a challenge, you're encountering a block that it is time to heal through. And just like when you have a storm, you might have to move through some really uncomfortable emotions. Um, you may have to cry and feel the depth of that feeling. You may have to, express a lot of really uncomfortable emotions in a way that feels good and relieving. But once you've relieved it, once you've released this feeling, you released all this pressure off of yourself, you're able to return to peace again. And that is just the cycle of this journey. But always on the other side, it's going to be that peace. It's going to be that rainbow. It's going to be, the clarity that you've been calling in for a breakthrough, or clarity on who your twin flame is, or anything like that. You want to make sure that you honor the feelings that you're going through right now. Give yourself the space to work through them and the compassion that you need to work through them, and you will come out on the other side victorious. The next card is Willow Spirit, Flexibility. And in the context of the last card, it really feels like this is the time to be flexible with the way that you think things are going to play out in your journey. A lot of times we can get caught up in this like straight line path that we expect to happen with, like, oh, logically I'll just heal this one block and everything will be solved. When sometimes you heal that block and then you have the other block that comes up. I was talking to Chrissy earlier today, Chrissy Emmerich, who is in the Twin Flames Universe community, and she said to me, like, you never know what that block is that's going to be the thing that kind of it causes everything to shift. And a lot of times, it can be the most innocuous block. You can think like, oh, my father healing block, that's going to be the thing that really tips the scale. And maybe it does. Maybe that is the big block that's keeping you from being with your twin flame. But sometimes it's the big block that's keeping you from seeing the other block to your union. And so if you heal something really big, if you go through this chaos energy, you heal and you come to clarity on the other side, and it's not the result that you thought it would be. Maybe it's something good. You had a breakthrough, but it's not immediate union with your twin flame. Um, this is a card to say be flexible, be open, be surrendered to how your journey plays out, and also be flexible in the way that your union comes together. If you have an idea of, like, I want it to be super romantic and he comes to me in the rain and it's kind of like that scene in The Notebook or something, um, it may not play out like that, and that's okay. It will play out in the way that is best for you. So just surrender to God presenting that to you, because God knows um, the perfect way to bring you and your twin flame together, and it'll be better than you thought. But if you hold on to those expectations, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed, because you're not allowing the creative flow. You're not allowing God to actually move in and work, because you're holding so tight to this vision that you expected and how you expected things to happen. So safe to let go and safe to be flexible and flow with God. The next card is Thicket of Thorns, Uncertainty. Yeah, there are going to be times when you are uncertain, that you have to take a leap of faith, that you have to just take the next peaceful step in front of you, and maybe the only next step in front of you is a scary leap of faith, or maybe it is a scary block to face. But again, fear isn't real. Fear is just an indicator that there's something there that you need to look at. There's a place that's calling in love, that needs reassurance, that needs God's protection there. But you're always safe when you're walking with God. You're always safe to explore. You're always safe to go into those scary feelings, even if they look like a thicket of thorn, even if um, what you're going through is very difficult right now. Um, the uncertainty will fade as you move through the block. Again, like with this energy, you're not going to come to clarity until the storm passes, until the block has been resolved. You only get clarity from a place of peace. You don't get it from the calm before the storm, or in the eye of the storm. You may come to a place where it's like, oh, I feel better, but I haven't quite worked through it yet. That's not the time to be like, now I know the answer. You want to move all the way through the storm, all the way through the block, and then you'll have your peace. So if you're feeling uncertain right now, just know that you work through the feeling, and that's where you'll get your clarity. The next card is Foggy Bog, Patience. And again, this is kind of speaking to this like uncertainty of how things are going to play out in your life right now. And maybe you're feeling impatient with yourself because you've got all this stuff happening, and you're not really seeing how your twin flame, you and your twin flame are going to come together. I know, I've been there, I am there. And it's a place to really just trust God even more deeply and have patience with yourself, because you're not going to get where you want to go by beating yourself into submission, by like pushing yourself through the block. There is a time to have discipline. If you catch yourself like avoiding a block, you're like, I know I need to go and um, move through this block. I know I need to feel these feelings, but you numb out with TV, you numb out with social media, you try to heal everything around it to try to avoid it. Maybe if I just heal all these other things, it'll take care of itself. Um, if you know that that's where you're being pointed to look, there's discipline in going to that space and feeling your feelings, but you want to have patience with yourself as you're moving through difficult feelings. Allow yourself the space to be present with yourself, pay attention to yourself, give yourself the love and compassion that you need, instead of being frustrated with yourself if you keep coming to the same block over and over again. Jeff and Shaleia say in their book that it's never appropriate to be hard on yourself, or beat yourself up for continually encountering a block. It's always just the correct posture to meet yourself with compassion and patience and love yourself through that. Because you're not going to really see results if you beat yourself up. You can't beat yourself into compassion and into love. You can only love yourself into deeper love. So be patient with yourself as you're moving through this like storm and uncertainty. And the last card, the bottom of the deck, is a term and a card that we are familiar with on this channel if you've been watching my videos over the past like year or so. Transformation. This card comes up a lot. And I think it's both because that's what I'm moving through in my journey, is going from what I thought I was to who I am in my divine self. But that is what we're all going through, is we're all returning to our divine state of being. And in that, you are always going through massive transformations. You learn more about yourself, you let go of the past, you let go of things that no longer serve you, and you come into that divine being that you truly are. And you're not ever letting go of anything that's real. You're always just becoming more and more of the true essence of yourself, and you're letting go of the self doubt. You're letting go of the lies and the worry and the limiting beliefs that you've held on to for so long. So allow yourself to transform. when you go through these big challenges like this, where, everything seems uncertain and everything seems dark, caves of fear are common on this journey. Dark nights of the soul are common on this journey. But on the other side is always a transformation, always a breakthrough, and it's always worth it and better than you thought. So be patient with yourself as you're moving through this energy, and you will rise from the ashes, even if it feels like you're being burned alive here with the upset and the deep feelings, the pain that you're moving through. It's safe to let that go and allow yourself to be reborn as your divine self, because you're really just returning to that. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you'd like support on your twin flame journey, whether that be through a card reading that will help you understand the next steps on your journey, or if you'd like one-on-one support to move through those blocks, you can find my services at SacredTwinFlameUnion.com, and I will see you all in the next video.